Hi everybody, it's Miss Ellis, and this is not a formal lesson. This is a response to some curiosity from some of the viewers. So I have brought all the critters from the classroom home to take care of them over this gap, and I thought you might enjoy watching the crayfish. So I have 3 tanks of crayfish over here, and it's feeding time. So I have very thoroughly cleaned the sink, and I'm going to walk you through the process of feeding a bunch of crayfish. So I have been thawing out some fish. That's their diet, and I have to put this all in the sink because if I leave it in the tanks, it could like decompose and poison the water for them. So they have to be fed separately. So as I said, I have the sink is plugged and cleaned. So you'll hear my voice, but you won't see me because you're going to see the crayfish instead. So first I have to put in water that's safe for them, that's clean, that doesn't have any of the chlorine or additives we have in our water. Now, let's begin adding in the crayfish. Actually, let me sprinkle in the fish. So those are pieces of, I think, trout. And they've been cut up into little tiny pieces. So there's enough for each crayfish. So, oops, they're a little skittish. Can you see them? No, let's see. I'll angle you up here for a second. So here's the tank. You see how fast they move. I'm a little bit overly careful when I take these guys because I don't want to hurt them. So here we go. First of our visitors. There we go, spreading wide for you. That is a pretty large crayfish. All right, I'm gonna put him in the water. You'll notice they tend to like look around, go to the corners. They don't always eat right away. Sometimes it takes, oops, sorry buddy. Sometimes it takes a minute for them to figure out that there's food. So now that I've put a few in the tank, I'm gonna angle the camera down so you can see them. Oh, the reflection on the window makes it a little tricky some spots. Well, hopefully you'll see enough. All right, I'm gonna empty out a couple more tanks here. Hello, whoops. So there's 3. Here's another guy, hello. 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 If you can see, there's one right here that has found a piece of fish. So what you'll see them do is they tend to bring the fish, see he's bringing it over to the corner so he can sort of keep it all to himself. They bring it with their they move it with their large claws, but then they actually have these smaller claws underneath that they use to actually put the food in their mouth. So they rip off pieces. So if your family tells you not to eat with your fingers, say you're eating like a crayfish. All right, there's one more tank. So far, only one crayfish has started eating, so I'm just gonna spread out the fish. They tend to be a little territorial from what I've seen, so they like having sort of their own space. All right, there's 3 more in here. These are the big ones. I tend to put the big ones together because if they fight, I want it to be with other big ones instead of picking on the little ones. So here's a big guy. See that underbelly? This is the biggest one we've got. He's flipping his tail trying to get away. Sorry, buddy, I'm not hurting you. Let's see if he's hungry. Here's the last one. So I have a sink full of crayfish. Hopefully they'll eat for us. Yep, this one here has found some food. This one here is eating. This one over here is really territorial. He keeps taking his fish away. He doesn't realize there's enough for everybody. So you can see the size difference over here between this really large one and that smaller sized one. Let me see if I angle you a little bit more. So over here in the corner, there's a lot of them gathering. They're still trying to figure out what's going on. Sometimes it takes them a minute before they discover the food. So we've got 1, 2, 3 eating. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see if anybody else discovers the food. They eat every few days. Most are really just trying to get out. So I leave them in here for a while, just to give them time to eat. So you'll notice this little piece of Alodia. So this is an aqueous plant that grows in freshwater environments, and this seems to be their favorite food. I put the Alodia in there, and you'll notice the stem. Let's see, it's probably easier to see in my hand. So if you notice this bare part of the stem, that means they plucked off each of those leaves and ate them. So I've found so far the Alodia really seems to be their favorite thing to eat. All right, we've got, yep, still just the 3 eating. And unfortunately, this is the closest I can get you using my computer. But hopefully this gives you at least enough of an idea. So I'd love to hear any questions you have about crayfish. Any questions? I'll do my best to answer you or connect you to the right resources. I'm not very hungry today. Oh, 4 are eating now. There's one more over in this corner who's eating. Over here. This guy's eating. Oh, I just scared him away. I'm sorry. I don't know if the microphone is picking up the sound of their feet on the metal sink. Let me see. I'm going to move the microphone a little lower and see if you can hear that. So we've got about 5 of them eating now. We've got 6 of them eating now. Okay, I'm gonna put the mic back. It looks like a few of these guys have finished eating. So I'm going to put them back in a tank. Now you'll notice I picked them up from right around that large part of their body so I don't hurt them and they can't hurt me. They've got these long feelers. Okay, back in the tank. There's another small one. I'll put him in the same tank. Another small one. Okay, this one looks like he's done eating. Put that one in. So that's one tank full. I put all the small ones together. I'll give these guys another minute, see if they're going to eat any more. So while they keep eating, I'll show you here what their tank looks like. So let's see if I can angle you down. Not very well here. Maybe you can see inside. We've got that clean water that's safe for them. Some rocks, because they like to climb out, actually. A lot of times you'll find them like sitting on the rocks. And then there's this little sort of cave. It's half of a pot, and you just sort of stick it in the gravel, and somebody always ends up in there. They seem to really like finding like a crevice to sort of crawl into. Okay, so if we look back at our group here, I only see one that's still eating. That one's been eating a lot, actually. I recognize that one because he has like a little black mark on his tail. He's been eating almost the whole time. So I think they might be done eating. Yep. All right, time to put them back in their tank so they can get comfortable again. So here's their tank. It has 3 rocks in it, some bits of Elodia floating around. I'll put their little cave back in there. And let's get some of the big ones. So here's one big one, 2, and 3 big ones. I put fewer large ones together. All right, last one. Okay, here we go. This one's kind of a small one. Good luck, buddy. It's a pretty big one. Woo! They flip their tails so powerfully. They can move really fast just by a flip of their tail. There should be one more. Oh, that's it. All right. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching our critters for today. If you enjoyed that, please let me know. I can do more videos with other things, some of my other critters that I have here. So thanks for joining me. See you later.